Laura Ray. Welcome to the channel. Today I want to share with you beauty products that I get asked the most about. Sometimes I will get a lot of questions about a product, or you'll ask me about follow-ups to products that I've talked about. So today I have some really amazing things to share with you. If you like these kinds of videos, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you here. Let's start off with foundation. A couple of weeks ago, I talked about Vogue magazine and their recommendations for 2025, and I talked about this foundation from L'Oreal, their True Match, that typically comes with the dropper. Well, I bought a pump to put on it because I don't like the messy dropper. This is amazing. It works beautifully. Now, I also ordered a gold one for my Estee Lauder Double Wear. This also works amazingly. It makes me want to use the product because typically, if you've never bought this before, you have to pour it out, and it's a big hassle. So it's really nice to have a pump on it. Now, this one I believe came with 2 gold pumps. This package came with 4. So it was great because I could put this on other foundations like this one, the Maybelline Superstay. This is another foundation that's amazing that comes with a dropper, and it also is very messy. Now, you do get a little product on the end of these. I just take my paper towel when I'm done and wipe off the tip. Another thing I wanted to mention is that this actually closes. It has a little cover for it too if you want to use that, but you can just twist it to the right like this, and then if you have it in your bag, say you're traveling, it's not going to get all over the place. And again, it does have a little cover that goes over the end. But these are super affordable and make foundation so much more fun to apply. Speaking of foundation, I get so many questions about foundation dupes. People wanting a foundation that's just as good of quality for a much more affordable price. And I totally get that. And that is one of my most fun things to find. When I find a dupe, I always want to share it. So let's start off with the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Today, you might have noticed my foundation looks a little different because I don't have a good shade match on, but the consistency and the product itself is very close, the dupe I'm going to share. On this side of my face, I have the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the shade 3N2 Weak. It's a little deeper on me, but I actually love this shade because it gives me a little more life, a little more color to my skin, and it's not that far off my natural color. On the other side, I have the Maybelline Superstay in the shade 120, which is more of a shade match to my skin. But as we get into spring and summer, I'll naturally get a little more color, and I think I need to go up in this so that the foundation's a little deeper. But the feel of these is very much alike. This, I think, is more like it than this one. This is the Maybelline 30 Hour, which this has a pump on it. They did put a pump on this one. I love this foundation, but it's actually thicker than the Estee Lauder Double Wear. The Estee Lauder Double Wear is a little more runny, but super long lasting on the skin. And so is this. This is a skin tint from Maybelline. It's their Superstay 24-hour skin tint. I don't know about you, but I don't need 24 hours. I need about 12. So the fact that this will last that long makes it a great dupe for the Estee Lauder Double Wear. The textures are very similar. When they're blended out, they look very similar. So if you are looking for something more affordable, then I say go with the Superstay. I get a lot of questions about concealer. Do I have one that is affordable, is not going to crease in the under eyes, not going to dry out the under eyes? Well, I've talked many times about Winky Lux. So those of you that watch often will have heard me talk about it, and I still stand behind it. It's a little more than drugstore, but so worth it because it has a very serum-like feel. It never dries my under eyes. Now, for more expensive, I love the Fiera. I've just never used anything like Fiera. It gives me such great coverage, never creases. It's very skin-like almost. I mean, once I put it on, you just don't see it. It goes into the skin. It's very flexible. I never notice any creasing. It just works beautifully. So if this is in your budget, then I highly recommend the Fiera because I feel it gives more coverage. I'm wearing it today on this eye. On this eye is the Winky Lux. It's a thinner formula, but does cover and is just so beautiful in the under eyes. I don't get a lot of questions about mascara, but the other day someone had asked me if I had ever tried Thrive, which is one of the first tubing mascaras I ever tried. For those of you that may not have tried a tubing mascara, it just forms little tubes. The formula as you put it onto the lashes, and then the way you take it off is with water, so you don't need eye makeup remover, which is great in my opinion. And the tubes just sort of slide off. Well, I have been using both of these. The e.l.f. Lash Extender is super affordable. It's around $8 compared with the $20-some, almost $30 price point for the Thrive. I do love the Thrive. I think the Thrive gives me more of a lifted lash look. I wanted to point out that today the e.l.f. that I'm wearing is not black. It's brown, and I've had the black. Let me tell you the things I notice between these two products. For one, I feel like my lashes are more lifted with the Thrive than the e.l.f. I also do feel that the e.l.f. clumps a little more and does not wash off as easily. Now that sounds like I'm not liking it, but I actually love it. It's super affordable. I love the Thrive, but there is a price difference, so I think the e.l.f. is great as an everyday mascara, and maybe if you have some special events coming up, you might want to splurge on the Thrive because it really does give beautiful lashes. I've had multiple questions of people asking me, what was that dupe for the Lancome? I looked through so many videos and could not find where you talked about it. Well, it was this one, the Misha Perfect. This is beautiful. You can see it has a very similar look to the Lancome where you have to shake and mix it up. Now, I've tried so many makeup removers. I liked this one from Wet n Wild, the Ta-Da. I thought it was great. But this is $5, around that price point, and just is such a great eye makeup remover. So now that I've pretty much used this up, I won't be repurchasing. I'll just keep using this because it's so fantastic and so affordable. I get a lot of questions this time of year with weddings coming up and just people going away on vacation and they want their makeup to last about a great setting spray and how to get the makeup to last a long time. Well, TierTier has this Mask Fit waterproof. Now, I've been talking about this one, the Makeup Fixer. I feel like that makes my makeup stay on a long time. I put this on before foundation and then apply my foundation and it looks amazing. But if I were going to a wedding or an outdoor event, I would try this one because I love the way it feels. Now, the sprayer on this is amazing. I mean, look at this mist. It's so fine. I just like to spray mine into the sponge and apply it that way. But these sprays are beautiful. The Mask Fit, let's try this one on. I'll put it on the sponge and put a little over my makeup. And you'll just see, this is just beautiful. You can use this like a setting spray too, or if you feel like your makeup just needs refreshed. But both of these are great sprays. So if you're looking for something to make your makeup look better, last longer, then I definitely suggest these. Another question I often get is, Laura, how do you clean your brushes? Because I wash my brushes every time that I use them. I've been using Ivory soap for a very long time. I've tried lots of the brush cleaners, the Cinema Secrets, all the others, but I just like the soap and I like to use something that I would use on my face. So that's why I've always liked the Ivory. This is the e.l.f. Clean Queen Solid Brush Cleaner. It feels like a bar of soap. You just wet the brush, go like this on the bar and rinse it out, and that's it. It's so simple. This is super affordable. It seems to get them cleaner quicker than my Ivory. So I'm going to continue to repurchase this, but I love it. Once it's dried out, you can just put the little lid on it. So it's perfect for travel too. One of the biggest questions I've had over the years is about the Stands Out sponge. how to use it, and have I found a dupe? And the answer to the dupe question is no. I have never found a sponge like it. Now, it's funny because it looks like I cut off a piece of my mattress, but it is not like a mattress. It's very different. It's such a unique sponge. The first time or two you use it, you're supposed to use water. So you wet it, squeeze it out, and then go and apply your makeup. But after 2 times, you're not supposed to put water in it anymore. Not having to wet the sponge every time just makes applying your makeup so much easier. I've always not liked that about sponges, having to wet them and squeeze them out and all of that. And that was one thing my mom, I sent her this sponge and she loved it. And she said, I like how you don't have to put all that water in it. I just think it keeps it nicer too. Now, they're easy to wash. I just take the e.l.f. like this and wet the sponge and clean it out. And so they never get perfectly white when I'm done, but they come pretty clean. This is just messy because I was just using it now. But these sponges last so long. I have given them as gifts probably 15 to 20 times. That's how much I love this product. I will get asked about my lipstick probably the most of any product that I put on my face. Often when I'm doing a YouTube short, someone will write me, I might be talking about, say, mascara, and they'll say, what do you have on your lips? And I try out lots of lip products. But I wanted to share my 2 favorite brands of lipstick. And the first one is Merit. This is my favorite color, and it's called Sunday. I keep this in my purse. I love the look of Merit, the packaging, the feel of this. It's just so smooth, and I think it looks beautiful on the lips. It doesn't accentuate lip lines. It's just like my perfect lipstick. Now, from the drugstore, I'm wearing my favorite right now, and it's Candied Rose from Revlon. Another winner. These lipsticks are so smooth, so luxurious. You can't believe sometimes when you get these for $5 or $6 sometimes on Amazon, the shades, that you could be buying a lipstick this great that's that affordable. But I just think Revlon is such a superior product. I get a lot of skincare questions, one of them being, what do you use on your face for vitamin A? I've been using this Medicube. This is a Korean brand, pretty affordable when you think of the cost of other retinols that are out there. Now, you have a lot of choices, retinol, retinaldehyde. This is a retinol serum, and I love the way this works on my skin. It doesn't irritate me. I have used some type of vitamin A product pretty much since I was 12 years old on my face because of the acne that I struggled with. I have such sensitive skin now to a lot of these products that I can't use some of the stronger things because they just wreck my skin. I just always walk around with peeling, red, irritated skin. But this doesn't do that to me. It's very gentle, yet it has smoothed out some of the texture in my face, on my cheeks. This has been very effective on my skin, and I will continue to use it. I would say one of the most asked questions is about my diet and fitness. And I don't talk about what I eat in a day because I'm not a nutritionist. I don't want to steer anyone down a wrong path, but I will tell you I don't eat dairy because I have an allergy to dairy, and I try to limit my sugar and eat as healthy as I can. So one thing I have shared is how important fitness is to me. I walk about 15,000 steps a day, anywhere between 10 and 15, and I use my rebounder. I've shared with you since last summer I was back on the rebounder. I started rebounding back in 1984, 85. I remember rebounding on my wedding day in 1985 just to sort of relax myself before the wedding. So I've used it off and on. It's been great. And people will ask, what does great mean? Well, I've lost inches. I've firmed my body. I just physically feel better. I feel stronger. I feel like I can do things more easily. My cardiovascular system seems a little bit better. I feel it's made a difference with the things I was looking for. Now, any form of exercise is not perfect for everyone, so you have to consider your own health journey and what your body is up to. But for me, rebounding has made such a big difference, and I'm going to continue doing it. I hope this answered some of your questions. If you have any questions for me, make sure to leave them in the comments below. Again, all of the links for the things I've shared with you today are in the description of the video. I appreciate and love you all so much. I hope you have a blessed week, and I'll see you soon.